Welcome to a brand new episode of the Jampack Report today for May the 23rd of 2020. Of course, my name is Samuel Adams, and this is a daily gaming news podcast meant to bring you the hottest gaming news you need to know from around the industry. Hosted on YouTube and podcast services around the world 5 days a week, it is your one-stop shop for the hottest gaming news that you need to know. So if you enjoy the show, you like what you see, hit that subscribe button and keep coming back for more. But I do want to apologize. This is a video coming out on a Saturday evening. Unfortunately, the Friday show had to be pushed to today because my power was out for roughly 18 hours. Let me put it to you this way. You think a pandemic is bad, and then you have a pandemic with no power. I couldn't play games, I couldn't work, I couldn't turn on my air conditioning, and it's in the south, and it is indeed getting into the summertime. That was a horrible day, but hey, we're up and running now, we're good to go, and thank God that is something that is in the past now. But we have plenty to dive into to catch up on today's show, including April 2020 NPD results, because US game spending breaks records. Cooped up consumers spent truckloads of cash on video games in April, according to industry tracking firm the NPD Group. Spending on tracked new games hardware, accessories, and game cards hit $1.5 billion. Games like Final Fantasy VII Remake and Animal Crossing New Horizons contributed to the growth, and here are the full results. In April 2020, total video game sales came to $1.466 billion. That is a 73% change over April 2019, which featured $846 million in sales. Video game hardware for April 2020 hit $420 million in sales. That is 163% change as compared to April 2019, which had $160 million. Video game software, physical and full game digital formats include, in April 2020, $662 million. That is a 55% growth over the $428 million of April 2019. And video game accessories and game cards hit $384 million in sales, a 49% growth over April 2019 at $258 million. Again, according to industry analyst Matt Piscatella, this is a new record high in reported spending for an April month, eclipsing the $1.2 billion generated in April of 2008. The strong performance for March and April pushed up 2020's year-to-date results as well. Year-to-date 2020 tracked spending across video game hardware, software, accessories, and game cards has reached $4.5 billion, said Piscatella. That's up 12% when compared to a year ago. Now, the top 20 best-selling games of the month include Final Fantasy VII Remake, followed by Call of Duty Modern Warfare. In third place, you have Animal Crossing New Horizons. NBA 2K20, Grand Theft Auto 5, and Resident Evil 3 are in positions 4, 5, and 6. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Remastered at 7, MLB The Show 20 at 8, Madden NFL 20 at 9, and Red Dead Redemption 2 coming in at number 10. Notably, in the 11 through 20 category, you do have Predator Hunting Grounds hanging in at number 15. On top of that, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order at number 17, and Dragon Ball Z Kakarot hanging in there at number 20. These are very impressive figures that are undoubtedly driven by the coronavirus pandemic. And I think that a lot of people are, of course, stuck at home, so they're looking for something to spend their time doing. You can't just sit at home watching TV all day. Games are an interactive way to spend time with friends or just explore a new world. That is why I've been buying and playing games in the Assassin's Creed franchise that I've missed. They're giant romps that take you out of what's happening right now, and they put you into a different time in history in a totally different life. Big fan of it. But I also do want to say that I think a lot of consumers are taking my mindset, where I look back over the past 3 months, March, April, and May, if you want to go ahead and round up, I would have gone out to bars probably, let's say 10 times, and each time I spend about $12 a piece. Let's go ahead and say that. That's $120 right there. I've probably spent about that much on video game stuff, and I'm thankful to be in the position to do so over the course of the past 2.5 to 3 months, because this is my new recreation, this is my new bar, this is my new going out to the movies, this is my new going out on a date. That sounds sad, doesn't it? This is my new form of social interaction, and so I don't mind reallocating those resources. I'm not somebody that sits down at the beginning of every month to, dot the T's and cross the I's. I made that up on purpose. It's the other way around. But I'm not somebody who budgets that hardcore. I just happen to know that I would spend roughly this much money on that, so I might as well spend that much money on this being the gaming space. And so I think that's definitely driving sales through the roof. Not that people are digging into their savings to buy a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One this late in the console cycle, but they are reallocating their resources and putting it towards what they can do right now. And so I think that is a trend that is definitely going to impact March, April, and May. We saw the March numbers. They were trending higher as well, another record-breaking month. April, of course, going to break records, and I would say May is probably going to be doing the same. Of course, there is more competition with May because more big titles do launch in May ahead of the big summer season. The question is, how long can this trend continue? How much fuel is left in the tank, so to speak? And again, kind of coinciding with that question, can the PlayStation 4 successfully surpass the PlayStation 2's lifetime sales by the end of its console life cycle? Of course, by the time production actually ends, thanks to this new push of sales fueled by the pandemic. I'm not really sure, but it's definitely possible. It's not completely out of the realm of possibility. So we will continue to track the results month after month. I love talking about the NPD results. In April 2020, a massive month, again with double-digit change, and in the terms of video game hardware, that is a 163% growth over 2019. Man, that's a lot. But PlayStation 5 exclusive Silent Hill is in a playable state, and a demo is going to be shown after the console's reveal. Of course, this is all according to a rumor reported on by WCCF Tech. A new entry in the Silent Hill series is rumored to be in development exclusively for the PlayStation 5, and it seems like a first look at the game is coming shortly after the console's reveal event. Dusk Golem, who proved to be a reliable source, recently revealed the new entry in the series, which he confirms again to be a reboot made so it can be someone's first Silent Hill game. It's currently in a playable state, and that a demo is going to be shown shortly after the rumored PlayStation 5 reveal event. The insider also revealed that Sony is not buying the IP from Konami and that the game has nothing to do with Hideo Kojima's Silent Hills, which is probably never going to happen. While Dusk Golem is feeling confident regarding these new details, he also mentioned that he cannot 100% confirm them at the time, so we should take them with a grain of salt. The new Silent Hill has yet to be confirmed, but something is definitely brewing at Konami regarding the Silent Hill franchise. Last month, horror manga artist Shuhiro Maruo, I believe I said that correctly, teased something related to the series. The Japanese publisher also talked about the rumors, acknowledging them while confirming that no new game is in development. We are aware of all of the rumors and reports, but can't confirm they are not true. I know it's not the answer you fans may want to hear. With the PlayStation 5 reveal event reportedly coming in a few weeks, we should hear more about a new Silent Hill soon, if the game is indeed in development. We can keep you updated on this as soon as more comes in, so you can stay tuned into WCCF Tech for the latest. Now, what's interesting here is that it seems that WCCF Tech has not heard anything about a Silent Hill reboot coming to the PlayStation 5 exclusively or in general. And my question is it? I think that's kind of the question on everyone's mind, because it is possible to keep information from the media, and personally, I think this would be an incredibly wise decision. I think this would be a genius move from Sony, because there is so much mystery and there is so much, I guess, drama surrounding Silent Hills, that to make Silent Hill and create that game and redevelop that iconic feeling that was encapsulated in the world of the Silent Hills playable teaser, it would be something that added a bit of that mysterious nature, that kind of rarity to the launch of the PlayStation 5, if this was in fact going to be a launch game. But logistically, in a law sense, is it possible? Who has the rights? Who has the gusto, the momentum to actually make this happen? And I'm not sure that it's going to be any of the parties involved right now, and it seems like WCCF Tech is not either. But regardless, very interesting story, and I would love to see Silent Hill brought back. I think that with the recent resurgence in Resident Evil, specifically with Resident Evil 7 and the rumored Resident Evil 8, you definitely have a bit of a new take on horror, thanks in part to the new wave, I suppose you could call it, that was generated by titles like Outlast. I think that really did drive the horror genre in a new direction that is certainly making a big comeback. So we will see what happens with Silent Hill, but it looks like it could be coming to the PlayStation 5, though WCCF Tech says not to hold your breath. But Warzone players have discovered the clearest Black Ops hint yet. Meta Game continues to tease a new title reveal. It is understood that the next Call of Duty game will be called Black Ops Cold War and eventually be unveiled via a Warzone metagame. The reveal will likely coincide with an aesthetic reboot of the free-to-play game's map. Warzone began teasing a Cold War theme this week when players were finally able to unlock bunker doors, which had been present in the game's map since launch. Players later discovered how to use in-game phone messages to unlock a secret 11th bunker, which features scenery evocative of the Black Ops series, including a war room, a number countdown, and a nuclear warhead. On Friday, Warzone players discovered the most obvious Black Ops Easter egg yet, a prototype RC car found on a table in one of Warzone's buildings. The RC car is one of the killstreaks found in the Black Ops series. Activision also pushed the metagame on its website on Friday with a new blog post referencing the locked bunkers and the risk of global thermonuclear war. VGC was told this week that it's likely the nuclear warhead discovered in Warzone's secret 11th bunker would be used to trigger a map revamp to bring it in line with Black Ops Cold War theme. Spin-off Warzone has been a huge success for Activision, amassing more than 60 million players. It was unclear at the start of the year if the upcoming Black Ops title would be incorporated into Modern Warfare-themed Warzone, since the two series traditionally operate independently and their developers have the autonomy to make their own development choices. However, the huge popularity of the free-to-play game has proved impossible to ignore, and Black Ops and Modern Warfare are set to combine in Warzone like the series currently does with Call of Duty Mobile. Studio sources told VGC this year that Activision has no intention of slowing down its premium Call of Duty releases, which will continue to be created under the leadership of Treyarch, Infinity Ward, and Sledgehammer. In a recent interview, Infinity Ward's narrative director, Taylor Kurosaki, gave us the clearest indication yet that Warzone would eventually acknowledge other Call of Duty brands, while stopping short of confirming it would integrate them. Quote, "We're in kind of uncharted territories here," he told French publishing Gamergen. Gamergen or Gamergen? I think it's a soft G. Gamergen, that makes more sense. Anyways, Call of Duty has been on a very regular cadence for many, many years, and Warzone has made us rethink exactly how best to release new content and how to integrate it. Call of Duty is a genre in itself. There are different branches in the Call of Duty tree, but they're all connected in some ways. He added Warzone will be the through line that connects all of the different various sub-franchises of Call of Duty. It's going to be really cool to see how the different sub-franchises sort of come in and out of focus, but Warzone will be the one constant, end quote. So we talked about that last part a couple of weeks back, and I think that's a phenomenal idea. I don't agree that Call of Duty is a genre. I think that Call of Duty is a family, and you have various branches of the family tree. That's the way that I see it. But they should all absolutely acknowledge each other. That simply just makes sense. That's what needs to happen. But, and I think that is going to happen, here are the screenshots in question that were posted on the Modern Warzone, of course, Twitter here if you did want to see it. But it looks like you are indeed going to be getting some kind of Black Ops crossover here momentarily. And I think this is largely, honestly, unoriginal, but that's because Fortnite got to it first. If you think back to the original Fortnite map, one of the biggest features of that map was a crater that was created in, I believe, around Season 3 or so. I can't really remember. They all blend together. But a giant nuclear warhead was launched, it exploded, blew up the map, and it revitalized the overall aesthetic of the game, and I think that is exactly what they're going to be doing again. And again, how can you really change that? That's the theme of the Cold War, is imminent nuclear threat, so hey, that definitely makes sense. But I'm excited about Black Ops Cold War. I made fun of it on Twitter on, I think it was Wednesday, where I said they should do Black Ops Modern... wait, hold on. What did I say? Call of Duty... I gotta... We're not gonna pull up the tweet. I'm not that narcissistic. But regardless, just make it like Modern Ops, Black... Cold Warfare, whatever it might be. I don't know. Make something new, man. Just make something new. But if you want to, for some reason, pick up a PlayStation 4, maybe a new headset, get some good games in your buggy, Days of Play 2020 is on the horizon. And this is, of course, posted on the official PlayStation blog. Days of Play returns with big savings on games, PlayStation Plus, and PlayStation Now memberships, as well as more. We are thrilled to announce that Days of Play is back again this year with awesome deals to celebrate the passionate PlayStation community around the globe and to thank you all for the support. From June 3rd to the 17th, you'll find great deals on a selection of PlayStation 4 and PlayStation VR exclusive games, as well as PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now memberships at participating retailers across the US and Canada while supplies last. US customers can also shop Days of Play deals directly on our online store at PlayStation.com. So here's the full list of deals available at participating retailers. Select Gold wireless headsets are $70 USD. Platinum wireless headset is $130. Neo 2 MLB The Show are $40 a pop. Predator Hunting Grounds, Death Stranding, and Dreams are all $30. Days Gone, Medieval, Blood and Truth are all $20. Everybody's Golf VR is $14.99. Astrobot Rescue Mission and Farpoint are both $9.99 a piece. And The Last of Us Remastered, as well as select PlayStation Hits games, are all starting at $9.99. As far as memberships go, PlayStation Plus is going to be 30% off, along with PlayStation Now discounted at the same rate for 12 months of each, and 3 months of PlayStation Now is at 20% off. What's more, the PlayStation Store will also be offering awesome deals for blockbuster games, along with deals on Plus and Now from June 3rd to the 17th. And to celebrate, PlayStation's Gear Store is offering a 20% discount on a full-priced merchandise piece using promo code DAYSOFPLAY20. So if you want to stock up on hoodies, t-shirts, games, VR games, on top of that you have, of course, the wireless headsets in and of themselves. You certainly can if you did want to check them out. Notably missing are PlayStation 4 consoles. That's a bit strange right now. I don't know what's up with that. It's the end of a console life cycle. You would think that it would be like, hey, yo, PlayStation 4 Pro, you know Ghost of Tsushima, you know The Last of Us 2, those are games you can play on this in 4K in a really good-looking way. You would think you'd knock that thing down to like 250, 275, just get rid of them for a while? I don't know. Yeah, it seems like a bit of a missed opportunity, but if you want to get some headsets, if you want to get some games, some of those subscriptions, you definitely can. And out of everything mentioned here, I think the standout big deal would be the collection of PlayStation Hits for $10. On top of that, your memberships are going to carry over to the next generation of consoles. So if you do want to stock up on tons of PlayStation Plus and you are already completely acknowledging the fact you're going to be on board with PlayStation 5, you could probably do that for any of those. But let's round off today's note on a couple of fun stories. Assassin's Creed would have shipped without side quest if it wasn't for Ubisoft CEO's kid. This is very neat. So, here is a rather unexpected but interesting fact for you to digest on this holiday weekend. Assassin's Creed, that's the 2007 original release on the PlayStation 3, was going to launch without side quest missions until Yves Guillemot's child played the game and thought it was boring. Because of that, the team at Ubisoft had just 5 days to implement a series of optional activities to give the player something to do off the beaten path. I almost said optional adjectives. Like, this game is spin the wheel, great. Anyways, Charles Randall, who is credited with the positions of team lead in AI fight systems and senior gameplay programmer, explained the situation on Twitter. He says that a small group of roughly 4 or 5 people moved their computers to the main conference building in order to start work, fueled by the intentions of the side quest being bug-free. The team did not manage that entirely, however. Randall says that his bit of crunch gave way to small glitches where Templar assassins could not be completed. However, he later added that Guillemot's son is not the one to blame for Assassin's Creed's infamous tailing missions. Nah, that was crit path already. What a wild tale, huh? Very interesting. I'm trying to go back and imagine the original Assassin's Creed without side missions. I don't think that it would have been necessarily crippling, but I specifically remember the original Assassin's Creed. I got it from Walmart roughly about 6 months after it launched, sometime in spring 2008. It was down to roughly $20, and that's when I fell in love. I fell in love with Assassin's Creed. It's such a good game, and the side quests make up such a large part of every one of the entries, but specifically the newer ones. If you look at especially Odyssey, you see so many in-depth side quests that are created alongside the main path that it really does add hundreds of hours of content. And so congratulations to Yves Guillemot for having a kid with enough insight to say, hey, this is kind of dull if we're just hunting the same Templars and it's like a 10-hour story. However, to round out today's show, I did want to mention that yesterday was the 40th anniversary of Pac-Man, the Japanese game that took over the world. Now, there is an entire article on Kotaku showcasing the origins of Pac-Man, showcasing how it rose to fame and how it became such an iconic piece of the arcades around the world. I would highly recommend diving in, giving it a look. But the aesthetic, the overall vibe of Pac-Man is something that I've always loved, and Pac-Man remains one of my favorite games today. Pac-Man Championship Edition, 1, 2, and 3, phenomenal. I believe there was a third one. Hold on. Pac-Man Championship Edition. I think it was there 3? I think there was 2. Yeah, there were 2. My bad. Pac-Man Championship Edition 2. That is a phenomenal game that I believe was free a couple of weeks back. But very, very fun franchise. Highly recommend giving it a shot if you have never, for some reason, played Pac-Man. But it really is foundational to arcade gaming, and the arcade is foundational to modern-day console gaming and PC gaming. Without any of that, the world wouldn't be the same as it is today in terms of video game culture. So, hey, congratulations to Pac-Man turning the big 4-0. But that rounds out today's episode of the Jampack Report. Again, I apologize for missing yesterday's show. What was I going to do? My everything was off. But hopefully we will be back on Monday without any kind of interruption. This week was a bit crazy, but everything is calming down a good bit. And of course, tomorrow we will have an episode of The Drop. But until next time, you guys have a fantastic rest of your night. I'll talk to you soon, and peace.